Greetings from the Commonwealth of Learning. It's a privilege to be part of this virtual roundtable, and I thank Mr. Taujan and his team at UNESCO IITE for the invitation. My organization, the Commonwealth of Learning, with headquarters in Canada, works in 54 Commonwealth countries which span all regions of the world. Our mission is to help Commonwealth member states and institutions to use distance learning and technologies for expanding access to education and training. We are in an unprecedented situation today when over 90% students are not able to attend schools due to COVID-19. So what should be our response? Countries were clearly not prepared and started looking for immediate solutions. Distance and online learning seem to be the only means of ensuring that students continue to learn. Since the teacher and learner are separated in distance learning, we do need technology for linking the two. But does everyone have access to the kinds of technology needed in online learning? If we look at the global average for connectivity, only half the world's population has access to the internet. The situation is much worse in developing countries. How do we reach students in such contexts? Beyond the issues of access to electricity and connectivity are the challenges of having the right content and resources, and the capacity of teachers to make the transition from face-to-face teaching to distance and online mode. So what can we do to ensure that we reach the unreached and include people with disabilities? Open and distance learning, or ODL, was adopted by governments to address precisely these concerns and has been flourishing for the past 50 years in both developed and developing countries. ODL is an innovation that has evolved to serve the needs of different contexts and constituencies by increasing access to education, improving quality, reducing costs, supporting inclusion, and lowering the carbon footprint of the education sector. So let's take all of them one by one. First of all, access. When CALL surveyed 27 open universities in the Commonwealth in 2016, we found that these institutions alone catered to 4.4 million students. Clearly, this mode has served millions who would otherwise not have had access to tertiary education. Massive open online courses, or MOOCs, have become an option of opening up even greater access to millions around the world. And this can even lead to micro-credentials and degrees. But can MOOCs reach remote, resource-poor communities? CALL has developed Mobi MOOCs, which is a computer basic mobile interface that has reached thousands of farmers in remote locations. So we can. Quality has been another major concern for educators, and Sir John Daniel identifies 4 dimensions of quality in distance learning: personal support to each learner, high quality multimedia materials, efficient administration, and teaching that is rooted in research. As we know that if done well, ODL delivery is as effective as campus provision. Today, with the availability of artificial intelligence and other advanced technologies, the quality of teaching and learning can be further enriched. Intelligent tutoring systems use AI to simulate one-to-one human tutoring and provide immediate feedback, all without the presence of a human teacher. Chatbots can be effective course tutors. Augmented reality and virtual reality technologies can help us conduct virtual experiments and experience real-life situations, even in a lockdown. But what of resource-poor communities? COL has developed Aptus, a low-cost, solar-powered server that can be used to provide simulations and virtual experiments, even in remote locations. So it can be done. The costs of tertiary education continue to be prohibitive in many countries. In the US, 65% students do not buy textbooks because of high costs. In developing countries such as Uganda and Kenya, the situation is no different. We believe that open educational resources and open textbooks can make education more affordable, and this is what COL and IIT are promoting. Studies show that distance learning is cost-effective. In traditional mega universities, which achieve economies of scale, the costs per student can be anything from 1/2 to 1/3 of what it costs to put a learner through a campus institution. Another study shows that online learning costs about half of what face-to-face provision can cost and is equally effective. With 15% of the world's population suffering from some form of disability or another, the participation in education, especially higher education in different countries, is really dismal. Experts fear that this will become even worse with the COVID crisis. And here again, research shows that more and more people with disabilities prefer distance learning. And why? First, because ODL allows them to study at their own pace, place, time, and convenience. Second, ODL is more flexible and offers content in various formats, so learners can read, listen, or watch lectures. Third, ODL is more affordable as it costs significantly less than campus-based instruction, as we've just seen. And finally, ODL also provides a degree of anonymity where students with disabilities can interact with professors and peers without feeling discriminated. Today, the world is also facing a climate crisis. The education sector, right from primary to tertiary, contributes to both direct and indirect emissions, with an impact on environmental degradation and associated economic costs. Following a study by the Open University UK, COL conducted a similar study in Botswana, which found that the average carbon footprint of the face-to-face group is nearly 3 times more than that of the distance learners. This suggests that ODL can decrease emissions by reducing the need to travel. Now let me turn to how COL has responded to the COVID-19 situation within the framework of its mission and mandate. Recognizing the significant challenges faced by member states, we developed a comprehensive rapid response system which covers 2 things: generic capacity building and tailoring solutions for specific countries. With the OER Foundation in New Zealand, COL launched the OER for COVID initiative, which is also supported by UNESCO IITE, World Bank Open Learning Campus, Open Education Global, and ICDE. Educators from 67 countries have registered to collaborate, learn, and share knowledge about using OER for online learning. COL is also offering 2 massive open online courses or MOOCs with Athabasca University in Canada on Introduction to Technology-Enabled Learning and Blended Learning Practice as a first response to supporting teachers offering online learning, and I've given you the links if you want to follow these. A series of webinars on design and development of MOOCs are being offered during April and May this year. Dr. Tony Bates, a leading online learning expert, has recorded 12 short videos based on his highly successful book, Teaching in a Digital Age. These videos are a crash course in online teaching and are available as OER, so you can translate them if you like. We have also launched an international partnership of distance and online learning for COVID-19 to provide a common platform for collaboration and sharing of educational resources and expertise. It has attracted over 40 institutions and organizations, and of course, IITE is a prominent partner. Based on our recent experiences, what would I propose is the road ahead? Let me just give you 3 ideas. First, we need to think beyond the current crisis and integrate distance and online learning into all educational systems for better resilience. Second, be well prepared for any future disasters by being active members of global partnerships so that we can benefit from each other's strengths and resources. Third, we need to focus on innovations to serve people with disabilities and marginalized communities. Let's not forget them. And I hope some of these thoughts will resonate with you. And as a global community, let us resolve to work together to build a more equal world. Thank you.